So let's start with monopolistic competition. The main features are so in monopolistic competition, the first one is that there are large number of firms in the market, but they are not infinite. So large firms, but unlike perfect competition, not infinite. Firms sell close substitutes of each other. Then we have there is no barrier to entry and no restriction to exit. So no barrier to entry or exit, just like perfect competition. Then we have product differentiation. Now here I want to just go a bit deeper. So in the product differentiation, we already did it in the Burton model, but it implies that firms are willing to establish their own product as distinct from their competitors in the market. The objective is to establish a brand value. So objective is to have a brand value, and due to this brand value, usually one charges a extra premium over their own products, even if they are close substitutes of each other. So, for example, let's say Nescafe, Brew Gold, both sell coffee. There are multiple other coffee brands as well. So there is monopolistic there. I'm not talking about duopoly. But let's say Nescafe is able to charge much higher price. I'm talking on the big packs, not the 2 rupee pack. But Nescafe on the larger packs are able to charge a bit premium because of their established brand value and their perception in the market, which is relatively stronger to other brands. And Nescafe have much better recognition. So that's why it's a monopolistic competition with product differentiation. And it helps in better recall value in consumers' mind when they purchase the product. This brand value also allows the firm to get monopoly power in the market. Then product differentiation can be of two types. So product differentiation can be of two types. First one is the real product differentiation. So real product differentiation, which simply is that in this case that the firm can distinguish its product on basis of inputs. So on basis of inputs, which are used after sales services, technological difference, qualitative superiority, reporting of market surveys to show higher level of consumer satisfaction. It is always based on a real attribute that distinguishes the firm from its competitors. So, on a real attribute, let it be this quality. So, for example, let's say there are two, three types of coffees, the Arabica and let's say the other ones. I remember Arabica only at present. And let's say the Arabica is a superior one, which is only used by Nescafe, and the brew use some other kind of coffee. They have their own coffee which is different from Arabica. So since Arabica is superior in quality, so Nescafe have real product differentiation in the coffee, which they can show. And the second one is in terms of types of product differentiation, we have imaginary. Now one can get intuitive sense of what I'm going to tell now. So in this case, there is no additional attributional difference, but the producer tries creating a difference on the basis of packaging. So there is superior packaging. color of the product, or imaginative advertisement such that it creates a recall value in consumer mind. So let's say on basis of packaging, advertisements, and color of the product, not the real attributes. So due to product differentiation, the firm achieve a restricted amount of monopoly power, and therefore they are the price maker in the market. So due to this product differentiation, they can have a bit of monopoly power, and hence can charge, and hence they are a price maker. So hence are price maker, unlike price takers. The AR curve is downward sloping and lies above the MR curve. Then we have the fifth assumption, or the fifth feature, not the assumption, after product differentiation. It is that selling cost includes cost of sales promotion, marketing and advertisement incurred by the firm to establish its value and make its product recognized in the market. Microeconomic theory considers it as a fixed cost. So this particular thing is considered as a fixed cost according to microeconomic theory, under the assumption that sale costs do not impact production capacity, under the assumption that sales costs do not impact production capacity. They only increase demand for the product possibly. So now we move on to the counter view to the theory of considering sales cost. So according to microeconomic theory, selling cost is fixed cost, but the counter view of this theory is that considering sales cost as fixed cost is that sales cost has the caliber to expand market size and therefore encourage the firm to increase its supply capacity. So the counter view says that it would expand the market size, thus encouraging the firm to increase its supply capacity. So encouraging firm to increase its supply capacity. However, this view is not very popular in theory because it is also based on higher demand, and that may or may not increase the supply capacity. So unless sales cost isn't part of variable cost, it won't be related. Now let's go into the equilibrium in the monopolistic competition. So equilibrium in monopolistic competition. So here we are, AR MR, MC, MR to MC is here, Q1, P1, output. So this particular area, now we also have average cost in it. So average cost will be somewhat like this, and this area, let's, this is the supernormal profit. Okay, so MC is rising above and lies below MR to the left of equilibrium output and above MR to the right of the equilibrium output. Now let's see the normal profit case. So this is the supernormal profit. Let's show the normal profit. So in normal profit, AR, MR, we will draw AC slightly like this. This is P1, this is AC, and MC should cut to the right. This is MC. I drew the line a bit there. It would be difficult to. So yeah, it would be somewhat like this. And through this, we will get the normal profit. This is the normal profit case. We also have a loss-making case in monopolistic competition. Let's go for the loss. We will draw AC in such a manner that it would be like this. So AC not touching the AR curve, and this would be the MC. This is the loss. So here we have the loss. So firms under monopolistic competition are price maker, which means that like a monopoly, AR and MR curve are downward sloping. The equilibrium also takes place on the same pattern as monopoly. That is, when MR equals to MC, price is determined from AR curve. However, in spite of monopoly power due to the brand value, the firms do not get monopoly profit in the market due to the following reasons. So, even after having the monopoly because of the brand value, why are they not able to charge the monopoly price? So, the first reason is that AR curve is flatter in monopolistic competition compared to monopoly because of presence of clause substitutes. In case of monopolistic competition, it means that MR curve is also flat, implying MR curve is also flat and lies relatively closer to AR curve. The second reason is because of several firms in monopolistic competition, this implies that market size for each firm will be relatively lesser. So market size for each firm will be relatively lesser compared to monopoly, of course. So for example, if the total market size is S and there are n firms in the market, then average market size for each firm is in monopolistic competition is S upon n. However, in case of monopoly, which means that average market size for a monopolist is higher, this allows the monopolist to gain larger profit from the market. And the third reason is that under monopolistic competition, there is normal profit. So here S upon N. S is the market size and N is the number of firms. So under monopolistic competition, there is normal profit in the long run due to provision of free entry and exit. Any supernormal, okay, so there we go. So due to free entry and exit, no supernormal profit. As soon as someone would see a supernormal profit in a particular market, there would be multiple firms entering the market and they would drive the supernormal profit back, and this would lead again firms to reaching to a normal profit. And any situation of loss will lead to an exit. So finally reaching a normal profit. However, of course, in case of monopoly, it is possible to earn supernormal profit even in the long run due to the entry barrier. So let's go now to the Chamberlin model of monopolistic competition. Chamberlin model. So all five assumptions of normal monopolistic competition can be observed in Chamberlin, but the sixth one is symmetricity. Symmetricity just means that it implies that the consumer considers the firms as identically different from each other. So consumer thinks firms are identically different from each other. Firms have established their position in the market and created their brand value, which determines their monopoly power. Firms feel that their pricing strategy can be independent of other firms, but they are conscious of the existence of competition, due to which they define their AR curve as AR perceived. So, because they know about the competition, they have AR as AR perceived. AR perceived is flatter because the firm assures that if they reduce their price, then they will symmetrically attract consumer of other firms. So AR perceived is flatter Cause firms assumes that if they reduce price, then they will symmetrically attract consumer of other firms. This was important, that's why I wrote it completely, otherwise I won't have. So similarly, if the firm increases its price, then it will lose customers at a fast pace. Symmetricity combined with the monopoly power of the firm determined AR perceived and MR perceived as downward sloping flat curves. The firm makes its equilibrium decision by equating MC to MR perceived. So equilibrium will be in this case MC intersecting with MR perceived. Now the seventh assumption is uniformity. So uniformity is that it decides relative position of the firm. So let's say this is quantity demanded. There are S is the market size, N is the number of firms, plus B upon P star minus P. So P star here is average market rate. If P star equals to P, then quantity demanded market size then quantity demanded is market size of the firm. So if P star equals to P, then QD is market share of firm. If P star is greater than P, then QD is higher than market share. Here we have AR proportional, just like we have AR perceived, we have AR proportional. This shows the relative standing of a firm among its competition competitors. So let me just draw a diagram, but first let me define also the uniformity in a complete passage which I have in my notes. Uniformity. So Chamberlain assumed that uniformity in the market, which implied that firms have a uniform spread, that is, consumer has ranked them according to their quality, and any change in price by one firm will result in responsiveness by other firm. This happens because the firms are conscious of each other's presence. The firms have a general idea of total market size and their share in the market at each price if they keep charging average price of the market. Uniformity also implies that consumers have identified the firm qualitatively and ranked them due to which particular set of firms can directly compete in consumers' demand preference. AR proportional curve represents the share of a firm that market offers at any given price. AR proportional is steeper because any decrease in price charged by the firm reduces average price and other firms follow by reducing their price. Similarly, any increase in firm's price increase market price, other firms will follow along with it. So now let me make a diagram. So there is AR perceived, then there is MR perceived. Both of them will be relatively flatter. Then we have AR proportional, slightly steeper, and then we have MC proportional. And where MC proportional and MR perceived intersects, that's the point of equilibrium. So this is the point of equilibrium, quantity 1, and this will be the price, P1. AR, MR, MC, quantity, output. So yeah, this is Chamberlin model. Now we move on to Chamberlin equilibrium. It's a bit lengthy. Should I cover it in the next one? Okay, let's go into the